morning, Clarion. Thanks for joining us tonight on CUTV News. I'm Lauren Healy.
And I'm Dylan Hyman. Tonight we have a full recap on this week's Come Together Clarion.
Plus, a car accident left one local woman injured. It's our top story tonight on CUTV News. According to Clarion-based State Police, an accident occurred on Knox Road, 443 feet south of Township Road in Clarion County. Police say 34-year-old Deanna Givisoni of Knox was traveling north on Old Knox Road, and due to slippery roadway conditions, her 2007 Dodge Caravan slid off the road and impacted a drainage ditch. Givisoni suffered moderate injuries even though she was wearing a seatbelt. Her 3-year-old female passenger was not injured during the crash, and a child safety seat was in use. Knox EMS, Knox Volunteer Fire Department, and Fry's Towing assisted at the scene.
An Oil City woman was arrested late Friday evening on drug charges and public intoxication. According to Oil City Police, around 11:20 p.m. on April 24th, Brandy Dieter of Oil City was allegedly found to be in possession of 80 syringes, a small amount of a controlled substance, and other drug paraphernalia items. Along with those charges, she was also charged with public drunkenness. Charges were filed through the Magistrate Fisher's office. A preliminary hearing will be set for a later date.
Franklin-based State Police responded to a domestic dispute on Interstate 80, westbound on-ramp in Scrubgrass Township, Venango County. According to police, at around 8:30 p.m. on April 25th, a known 49-year-old man and a known 42-year-old woman physically assaulted each other during a domestic dispute. A criminal complaint was filed with District Judge Michael D. Snyder, charging the man with simple assault. He was arraigned before Judge Snyder. Unable to post $25,000 straight bail, the man was committed to the Venango County Jail. Charges are to be filed against the known woman, charging her with simple assault. The names of the suspects were not released, and no other information was provided at this time.
2 hit-and-run accidents have occurred recently this month in Cranberry Township, Venango County. Although the incidents were 5 days apart on the 16th and the 21st, they both happened at the Walmart parking lot on Kimberly Lane. On the 16th, a Chevy Silverado driven by a 17-year-old female hit the rear bumper of a Jeep. Then on the 21st, an unidentified vehicle struck the left rear door of a Pontiac that was parked. Both incidents resulted in the drivers leaving the scene without leaving any information about the accidents.
The Clarion Area School District is having a serious revenue problem. The area's schools collectively are facing a deficit of about $1.27 million. The deficit is projected to be reduced by $900,000 amount after raising the property taxes that have been approved by the school district for this year. The school board is saying that they do not have the tools to deal with the district budget and that the problem they are in is due to spending in the past. The school board finds issues with how they have been funded recently, and because of low funding, do not know how to remedy the deficit situation. And Chloe Winters joins us now with her last look of weather for the entire rest of life here at CUTV.
Thanks, Lauren. Way
Chloe,
to set the tone, guys. It's good to be here. It's been an unusually cold time of year, even for Clarion. I think we've all noticed that, and especially after the harsh winter that we've had, we're all really ready for summer. And I have some good news and I have some bad news. We will be having that nice summery type of weather, but it's next week during finals week.
Of course.
I will have more details about that after this commercial break. Don't go away.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Thank you, dear. Well, you're very supple. Just like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
Good evening, Clarion. Chloe Winters here with my final Weather Center forecast. First, going to take our look at our almanac. Our normal high for today was 64 and our normal low was 36. Actually, though, our high was significantly less at a high of 50 and a low of 37. Our record was once 90 degrees and our record low was once 21 degrees. The sun rose at 6:21 a.m. and it will set later this evening at 8:10 p.m. Right about now, it's 47 degrees and mostly cloudy. We still see some sun peeking out every once in a while. Winds are coming from the northwest at 10 miles per hour. It's a little breezy, and there's a 0% chance of precipitation. It's been pretty dry all day. Currently, across our great state of Pennsylvania, like I said here in Clarion, we're sitting pretty at 47 degrees. Erie at 46 degrees. Pittsburgh, a little bit warmer at 50. Johnstown and State College at 48 degrees. And Harrisburg is pretty toasty at 55 degrees. Overnight, we will have a high of 37 degrees and partly cloudy skies. Winds are coming from the northwest, again at 10 miles per hour. It'll be a breezy night, and there is only a 20% chance of precipitation. Tomorrow, it will be a relatively nice day, partly cloudy skies, a high of 62. Winds are coming from the north-northwest at 9 miles per hour, and there is only a 10% chance of precipitation tomorrow, so it should be pretty dry. It'll be nice and breezy and sunny. Tomorrow's highs across our nation, we have Seattle at 57 degrees, Los Angeles at 86, Phoenix at 91, Dallas at 57, New Orleans at 81, Miami at 90, Washington, D.C. at 64, and Boston at 63 for tomorrow. Our 8-day outlook tomorrow, like I said before, a high of 62 and a low of 38. Wednesday, we have some nicer temperatures, a high of 66 and a low of 47, and again, partly cloudy skies. Thursday, we could see some rain. Right now, it's about a 30% chance, a high of 62 and a low of 43. And then you can see through the rest of our 8-day outlook going into finals week. It'll be rainy. I guess that kind of sets the tone for all of us who will be taking our finals. But on the bright side, it will be warm. You can see we have highs in the low 70s and even lows in the low 50s. And for us, I guess that's warm regardless. So it should be a pretty nice week and a pretty great end for all of us seniors.
Absolutely, Chloe. And you know, it's been kind of a tease lately because we did have that nice weather a few weeks ago, kind of set the tone. Everyone's getting really excited, and then that temperature drop is just really putting a damper on things.
Yeah, I don't mean to be cliche, but the whole phrase April showers bring May flowers, that's what I'm really hoping for. It's been damp, it's been rainy, it's been cold, and I have some high expectations for next week.
I just want to know if that old adage was supposed to include the snow that we had last week, because that certainly wasn't something that anyone was expecting, even for Clarion.
I know.
All right.
Keep your fingers crossed, guys.
All right, thank you, Chloe. All right, so most of us know to follow our doctor's instructions when it comes to our prescriptions, but what about storing those drugs? Holly Furfer explains the best way to store your medication in today's Health Minute.
Many of us have a cabinet full of medications, but is that the best place to store them?
To store medications properly, you typically want to avoid extremes of heat and cold and sunlight. And so the two most common places we see that don't meet that criteria would be the windowsill at your kitchen and in your bathroom. If your instructions are to refrigerate it, then you need to refrigerate it. But other than that, room temperature, out of the reach of children.
Some of those prescriptions may have gone bad or are no longer safe to take.
Typically, you would look for things that are crumbly or their color has changed. I would also always recommend keeping the original prescription container that it came in. Even if you don't use it on a day-to-day basis, you can always have it to refer to for your expiration date.
When that expiration date comes, don't flush the medication. Put it in a bag of kitty litter or dirt before throwing it away.
I would use the heavy end of a knife or something and kind of crush those medications up so that they become unusable, and then you dispose of them in your trash. But also there is now a new program that allows pharmacies that are registered to have a take-back program, and so you can always check with your local pharmacist.
For today's Health Minute, I'm Holly Furfer.
Coming up next, students at Plum are protesting against new rules enforced by the school.
Plus, a Hazelwood woman was given a big surprise in a Wendy's parking lot.
As we go to break, here's a look at today's stocks.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it.
You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Gone. Nope.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Welcome back as we move into regional news. A SWAT situation in the 300 block of Catherine Street in McKees Rocks came to an end early this morning with the arrest of Borough Council President. Keith Schwab barricaded himself inside his McKees Rocks home for hours and threatened police. Authorities first received a call from Schwab's son, who said his father tried to threaten him with a bat Sunday evening. Negotiations between police and Schwab lasted for 6 hours until 12:30 this morning, when police used gas to draw him out of the house. Schwab is now facing charges of aggravated assault and making terroristic threats.
3 teachers in the Plum Area School District are facing charges, 2 of them for allegedly having inappropriate relationships with students. With those trials coming up, some students think officials are trying to take away their freedom of speech by not allowing them to talk about the cases. Earlier this morning, students stood outside of Plum High School to protest after an assembly at the school Friday, where students were told that they could be arrested or charged for commenting, in particular on social media, about the ongoing investigations. This past Wednesday, 40-year-old Drew Zoldak was charged with trying to intimidate an 18-year-old student who a fellow teacher is accused of having sex with. He is accused of exposing the identity of the alleged victim in the Joseph Frigeri case to her classmates while she was present. Police Chief Jeff Armstrong says that he wants students to be careful and that the assembly was not meant to limit free speech, but to warn students who could be possibly intimidating witnesses or victims in their comments or posts.
A 15-year-old boy was arrested and is now being charged as an adult for putting a woman and her 2 sons in danger. Elijah Hanna of Brighton Heights allegedly fired shots Friday night at a woman and her sons on Woods Run Avenue on the north side of Pittsburgh. The 3 victims were not hurt, but the shots shattered a nearby storm door. Hanna is being charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault, possession of firearm by a minor, 3 counts of recklessly endangering another person, and criminal mischief.
Some local Wendy's employees were surprised when they found a woman had just given birth to a baby boy outside of their restaurant this morning. In fact, the mom was more surprised than the employees. It happened this morning, the parking lot off of Wendy's on Browns Hill Road in Hazelwood. The store's general manager saw police and paramedics in the parking lot and went outside to see what was going on and found the woman had just given birth. She also had 3 other kids in the car at the time. Witnesses say the mom said she didn't even know she was pregnant. The mom and baby were later taken to the hospital.
It's good news for those chips and salsa and burrito lovers. Several media outlets report that Chipotle has teamed up with a new startup to deliver Mexican food right at your door. The startup, Postmates, delivers in 15 states, now including Pennsylvania, but unfortunately it hasn't expanded into Pittsburgh just yet. So until Postmates makes it to the Steel City, it looks like we'll have to leave our house for the cilantro lime rice and steak and chicken tacos. You can at least skip the line and order ahead. With the Chipotle app available on your iPhone and Android phones, you can skip the line by ordering your favorite burrito, delectable bowl, or delicious tacos with a simple touch, pick, and pay. This app has been available since February 25th, 2015. And speaking of spicy Mexican foods, Tyler DeGiacomo here. We have the Pirates, who are red hot lately against the Diamondbacks with a 5-game winning streak. Tyler, what else do you got for us?
Absolutely, Lauren. Pirates stayed hot in Arizona. Arizona is also hot. Chloe Winters, weather girl there. Also some NBA basketball go afterwards. And the Subway Series gets underway. Find out all about it after this commercial break.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors. And to follow the swimming rules.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
Love what I've gotten to do. I love working in television. I love getting to create television. We don't always think about it in that scope. You produce the news.
I think the main reason why I'm still here after 4 years is I made a lot of friends here. We really bonded and we were able to work together and create something really cool.
The experience you get from Eagle Media Production House is unlike any other. PR, television, radio, the free components that make up Eagle Media. Get involved today.
Bugs, why won't we go to the doctor? My uncle called, speech all slurred, complaining his arms numb. He called everyone. He even called my daughter Tiara, because, you know, she's got a year of nursing. Everyone thinks he needs to go to the doctor, including me. So he said, well, will you take me? I'm like, I'm on the road. He goes, I'll wait. Stroke's no joke. If you or someone you love have symptoms of stroke, don't wait. It may be too late. Dial 911. Time lost is brain loss.
Good evening, Clarion Tower. DeGiacomo here with your Monday evening sports report. Let's get right to it. Clarion softball season is not over yet as they hosted a makeup game versus California U this afternoon. With all the rainouts and other weather cancellations, Cal U was 1 game short on its total number of games for the season. And moreover, a Cal U victory, the Vulcans would clinch the #1 seed in the PSAC conference tournament. So let's get right to the game action. Golden Eagles sophomore catcher Megan Anderson would get things started with a solo home run in the bottom of the first inning to put Clarion ahead 1-0. But that lead would not last long as Cal U's Lindsey Rykoff hit a triple to right center that scored Katie Finley. The Vulcans would then add their second and decisive run in the second inning as Megan Jihadi knocked a single to center field that brought around Jackie Fowler as Cal would go on to win 2-1 and clinch first place in the PSAC tournament. Leading the offense for Clarion was Megan Anderson and Christine Tressler, who would both have 2 hits apiece. Paige Baker was saddled with the loss as she went the complete game, allowing 2 runs, 1 earned on 7 hits, and 4 strikeouts with 2 walks. The Golden Eagles end the 2015 campaign with a record of 6-31 overall and 5-26 in the PSAC. Now let's move on to some Major League Baseball. Major Baseball here with the Pirates and Diamondbacks kicking it off here. Bases loaded for Pedro Alvarez at the plate here. The big fella sits dead red, hits a 2 RBI single to right field off Jeremy Hellickson. Harrison and Polanco would come in to score, puts the Pirates up 2-0. Later on, Neil Walker drives in Polanco and McCutcheon, the hometown boy with the double to right center off of Hellickson. Puts the Pirates up now 4-0. Bottom 6 now. Pirates still up 4-0 here as you see the Cutch come home. Francisco Liriano for the Buccos gets Yasmani Tomas swinging to end the inning. Liriano would have 7 strikeouts for the game. The Pirates would go on to win 8-0. Moving on to more baseball here as they do the airplane in the outfield. Alex Rodriguez getting ready for the Subway Series. Yankees, Mets. Curtis Granderson leads off the game with a solo home run to right field off Nathan Eovaldi. His 29th career home run puts the Mets up 1-0. Bottom first, Mets up 2-0. A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez, solo home run to right field off Jonathan Neese. That's A-Rod's 659th career home run, 1 behind Willie Mays for 4th place with 660. Puts the Yankees behind now 2-1. Bottom second, Yankees still up 4-2. A-Rod again, Rodriguez doubles to score. Chris Young, after a throwing error by Michael Cadillo, gets hung up in the corner. And Rodriguez would get thrown out at third base, trying to extend the double to a triple. But A-Rod went 2 for 4 in the afternoon with 2 RBIs, leads the Yankees 6-4 victory. Moving on to some NBA National Basketball Association action. The Wizards looking for the sweep of the Raptors as Paul Pierce in the corner knocks down the 3. You can't handle the truth. Second quarter, 62-47. Marcin Gortat with the offensive rebound. The putback plus the foul would knock down the rebound. John Wall loving it. Third quarter now, Wizards up 19. Shot clock winding down. Bradley Beal from downtown can do nothing but show off the pearly whites. Third quarter now, Washington in transition. Paul Pierce for 3, and the truth hurts. The Wizards get the sweep, get out the brooms. Wizards go on to win 125-94. And for the last time, I am Tyler DeGiacomo. Let's send it back to Lauren Healy and Dylan Hyman.
All right, well, thank you, Tyler. And I think that I'm just really excited because the Bucks are on their 5-game win streak. I mean, it's just a great time there in Pittsburgh. And Lauren was still teaching me. I know it's like outdated, but I still need to figure out the soul tan.
Left over right.
Left over right, and I'm never going to remember it. But I'm still, okay, look, I got it for one of my last newscasts, so I'm happy. All right, thank you, Tyler, very much.
All right, thanks, Tyler. Now moving on to a more serious note, officials confirm roughly 10,000 people injured or dead as a result of Saturday morning's earthquake in Nepal. Well over 3,000 people have been confirmed dead by this morning, and Andrew Spencer reports the death toll hasn't stopped rising since.
This video posted online shows climbers at a camp on Mount Everest scrambling for cover. You see the chaos. After the ground starts shaking, a massive wall of ice and snow hits the camp.
Are you okay? Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah.
More than a dozen people on Everest were killed. Helicopters came to rescue many of the others as aftershocks created more avalanches through the weekend. In Kathmandu, it was as if the ground itself had opened. Huge fissures in the asphalt, sections of road disjointed and askew. The death toll has only continued to climb as teams search through the rubble and officials get reports from the rugged countryside, which makes up most of Nepal.
Because we are, continually getting aftershocks, one after the other. There's still panic among people, still a lot unaccounted for.
Buildings that have stood for generations, such as the historic Darara Tower, reduced to rubble. The 7.8 magnitude earthquake and its aftershocks turning one of the world's most scenic regions into a panorama of devastation. I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
It is a historic day today. Loretta Lynch is the first black woman to be sworn in as the U.S. Attorney General. Vice President Joe Biden made it official, swearing in Lynch Monday at the Department of Justice. Her father was in the crowd for the big day. Lynch's confirmation comes after months of delay in the Senate. Republicans held up her vote because they wanted Democrats to change an unrelated bill. Ted Cruz was the only senator to not vote. Lynch replaces Eric Holder.
A desperate search is underway in the waters of off Mobile, Alabama. Several people are missing after a storm capsized several sailboats Saturday afternoon. The severe weather hit more than 100 sailboats were participating in the Dauphin Island Sailing Regatta. As many as 40 people have been rescued from the water, according to the Coast Guard. So far, 2 people have been found dead. Coast Guard Captain Duke Walker gave an update on the search efforts Sunday afternoon.
At this point, our information tells us that there were up to 10 vessels, not all from the regatta. In fact, most were not from the regatta. Only 3 confirmed from the regatta were either capsized or incapacitated. The other vessels were smaller vessels, some of them unmanned.
Walker says the Coast Guard believes at least 5 people are still missing. Alabama officials are now referring to the search as a recovery operation.
All right, so now we have a different kind of road rage, a flood of cows, literally, and a great bleeping job list. All the video that's going to have you talking is coming up right now, and take a look at this.
Take a look at this. What happened when cyclist Alan Crocker gave a Georgia driver the finger for getting too close? Miles down the road, the pickup driver pulled over, appearing to wait for the cyclist to catch up. Even though the biker points to the camera on his helmet, the driver is undeterred. Crocker says he was pushed to the ground and wrestled with. The driver was later arrested and charged with assault. South Texas flooding caused a few anxious moments for this herd of cows. They were caught up in high waters and washed under a bridge after it rained more than 2 feet in 2 hours. Not to worry, though, the herd's owner says all the cows survived. And take a look at this, or rather, listen.
Searching for 2 great developers.
A San Diego company having a hard time finding workers to fill open positions came up with a creative way to draw in applicants. They placed an ad using a choice word not typically found in the want ads.
I basically just started swearing.
Turns out the bad words could be good for business. The ad has generated hundreds of responses. For Take a Look at This, I'm Holly Furfer.
And Chloe Winters joins us now with a final look at weather. Chloe, what do you got for us?
Thanks, guys. Let's bring back up our 8-day outlook, and you will see that tomorrow our high is 62 and a low of 38. Then we have partly cloudy skies again on Wednesday, a high of 66 and a low of 47. About a 30% chance of rain right now on Tuesday, a high of 62 and a low of 43. Our weekend is supposed to be very nice. You can see you have some partly cloudy skies there and highs in the 60s. Sunday, we have a high of 71 even and a low of 51. And then Monday and Tuesday, to start our finals week off right, we will have lots of rain, but hey, at least we'll have some warm temperatures. It'll be warm rain instead of freezing rain, which is what we've been used to for the past, 7-8 months now. So all in all, it should be a relatively nice week, and then hopefully for graduation it'll get a lot nicer and sunnier.
Absolutely. Fingers crossed for graduation. Just nice sunny weather.
I know.
Please. I don't even though it's inside, I just want to be able to go outside and take nice pictures.
Take pictures and remember the campus for what it could be, not for what it usually is.
Exactly. Not for what we have for most of the year. That'd be perfect.
Honestly. And this is our last broadcast. At least mine for anchoring. I'll be on weather on Wednesday.
Yeah, and I'll be back on the news desk here on Wednesday with Chloe. So it's not.
And
It's
Tyler.
not totally.
Yes, I guess we're all going to be back, but
I might be tomorrow. That's to be decided.
Decided. But it is kind of weird that it's the last week of broadcast. But you know,
doesn't feel like
it really doesn't feel like it because it wasn't too long ago where we were all talking. We were all like little scared freshmen sitting in these chairs.
Yeah.
But
shaking and stuttering over
exactly.
words.
But it goes by fast, and I don't like it. But we're going to save all of that on Wednesday. We're going to have a whole bunch of goodbye stuff. So we aren't going to worry about it now. But yes, it's coming up.
Yes, and I'd just like to thank everyone just real quick, all of the freshmen and everyone that's here, just here supporting us. My family's here, so I'd just like to say thanks to everybody for being here. All right, and that's the news for tonight. Matt Catrillo and Tyler DeGiacomo, possibly, will be here tomorrow updating you with the latest in news, weather, and sports.
And don't forget to tune in to CUTV for the rest of the week with the last week of broadcasts Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday starting at 6:30.
For Chloe Winters, Tyler DeGiacomo, and everyone here at CUTV News, I'm Lauren Healy.
And I'm Dylan Hyman. Don't go away. I'm pulling double duty. Entertainment Lately is up next.